Hey guys, I just want to talk to you about this new kind of strange looking apparatus that we got for the gym. It's called a reverse hyper, and it kind of works. You could almost say that it's kind of the opposite of a GHD. In a GHD, your legs are locked in while your torso and trunk are moving about. And here on the reverse hyper, your torso is going to be locked in while your legs move about. Really good tool for building strength in the hamstrings, in the glutes, and in the spinal erectors. It's a great warm-up tool. It's a great post-workout tool. It's also, it was actually kind of created as a rehab tool by Louis Simmons, the founder and I guess you could call him the head coach at Westside Barbell. And he used this to rehab from a pretty significant back injury back in the late 70s and 80s. So really, really cool tool. The big thing, especially like with this and just like anything else new that we get, especially like the GHDs and things like that, you have to progress into this. So you can't just jump onto it and do hundreds and hundreds of repetitions. You also can't just jump onto it and do a bunch of weight. So if you're gonna play around with this, watch the rest of the video so you can see what we're looking at for technique-wise, but also talk to one of the coaches here and make sure that you're using it appropriately, because like any tool that we have, used well, it can be really, really helpful. Used incorrectly, and it could either A, not be helpful, or B, it could actually cause some harm. So we don't want you to get into that kind of situation. Okay, so what I want you to notice is how Amy gets set up on here. And the first thing I want you to notice is that she's grabbing the closer handle. And what that allows her to do is basically prop herself up on her elbow. And that does a couple of things. It keeps her in a better position, but it also allows her to engage her lats, and that's going to be really, really important. So she's actually pulling back on those handles to start to engage the lats, which helps create some tension in the lower back. Once she gets hooked in, to start, she's going to give just a little swing, and it's starting to create some momentum. And so she's actively pulling back and then just releasing, letting it come forward. As she gets higher and higher, she's only going to go to the point where she's basically in a straight line from shoulder to heels. So she's not going into a hyperextended position. Come on in closer, Kate. What I also want you to notice is what's going on here with the spine. So notice that she never really leaves a neutral position. There's a movement happening here, but she's not going into any undue flexion, and she's certainly not going into any undue hyperextension. But at that bottom position, there's a nice little traction that's happening, and then we're also getting a little bit of loaded extension. And when she gets off this, she said her back feels really loose and really, really good. So, some things to think about when you're using the reverse hyper.